So you want to start a YouTube channel? Well, you are in the right place because in this video, I'm going to break down step by step everything that you need to do to start a YouTube channel. I have started multiple YouTube channels, and this channel right here, I have grown to 10,000 subscribers in less than a year. So I'm gonna teach you everything that you need to do so you can confidently start your YouTube channel and actually start making and releasing videos into the wild, because that's a big part of it. So let's jump right into it. With the new year approaching, a lot of people start thinking about their goals. And one of those for a lot of people is they want to start a YouTube channel. YouTube is a big deal now. It's no longer just this little site in the corner of the internet where you can watch viral videos and cat videos. While you definitely can still check all of those out and more, but YouTube has actually replaced a lot of the traditional forms of media, like TV. People are cutting their cable because they just watch YouTube videos and they like to watch their favorite creators and they have their favorite channels. YouTube is a place where people are going for information when they need help for something. YouTube really has something for everybody. So if you're here, you're probably considering starting a YouTube channel. You want to throw your hat into the ring and you want to be one of those people making videos on YouTube. And the great thing is that starting a YouTube channel has never been easier. And you will see as I'm going through each one of these steps that you can do it, that it is really easy to do. It's not that hard. So let's jump right into it. And before I jump into all of my tips on how to start a YouTube channel, I actually have a free checklist. And this checklist is really helpful. It is the checklist that I personally use every single time I'm uploading a YouTube video. So you can check that out in the description box or go to morganstradling.com/checklist. So you would think the very first thing that you need to do in creating a YouTube channel is to create your actual YouTube channel. And actually, we're gonna pump the brakes on that a little bit. Before you even create your YouTube channel, you need to actually figure out what your channel is going to be about. And in the business world, in the YouTube world, this is known as selecting a niche. So you're probably wondering,
what is a niche?
Some people call it a niche, other people call it a niche. It really depends on where you're from and personal preference, but basically it is the topic of your channel. So if you're struggling about what you want your channel to be about or what is your niche, just ask yourself some questions. What am I an expert in? What am I known for? What do people come to me for? You can also ask yourself, what do I want to do? What do I want to share with the world? You don't necessarily have to be an expert in something to start on YouTube, but you have to have something that you are known for that people will come to you again and again and again. So for example, let's say that you are a dog groomer. That is a perfect niche right there, dog grooming, but it might be a little bit broad even for YouTube. There are professional groomers who are looking on tips on how to be a better groomer, and there are at-home groomers who are wanting to figure it out themselves so they can save themselves some money. So you might even want to niche down a little bit further. So for example, instead of just focusing on dog grooming, you're focusing on at-home dog grooming. You're teaching people, giving them the skills so they can groom their dogs at home. And hey, you may even want to niche down a little bit more than that. Let's say you are an expert in poodle grooming. So you're going to teach people poodle grooming and at-home techniques that they can use to groom their poodle at home. So can you see, just by doing this exercise, you're really making your channel crystal clear from the very beginning. So that goes into the next step of starting a YouTube channel, and that's really figuring out who is your audience. Because really one of the biggest mistakes that people make when starting a YouTube channel is, yes, you're an expert in this, or you know this is your niche and this is what your channel is going to be about, but then they make it all about them. They forget that the videos aren't for them. They really are for the people watching the videos, the people who are going to find your videos and watch the whole thing and hopefully binge all of your videos and like your videos and become your super fans, right? You are making videos for them. And here this might be a little bit discouraging because you're thinking,
well, that was my channel idea. I wanted to just share about me and my life.
And I get it, and that's really important, but again, you gotta flip that, and it can still be all about you, but you have to have something that is in it for the end user. What are they looking for? So even if you are a lifestyle channel, and it really is just all about you, you're sharing vlogs, a day in a life of, get ready with me, you really need to think about, what is the other person getting from this? If someone was just to randomly find my videos, what can I offer them on top of me and my personality? So maybe that's where you'll do a top 10 list, best Nordstrom Christmas gifts for him, or whatever. Find something that someone's gonna be able to take away and learn from your videos. So for both of these steps, for your niche and your audience, this is where you're really gonna want to do some research. You wanna look at other channels that you enjoy watching, or just channels that are really big that have already made it in that space. What are they doing right? What would you do differently? And really spend a day or two going down the YouTube rabbit hole. So yes, you have permission to just veg out on YouTube and hang out and just watch videos all day long, because this is research that is ultimately going to help you and your channel. So look at those top channels and videos in your topic to kind of get an idea of what's working, what do you like, how are they doing it, what you don't like, how you would do it differently. Look at other channels that aren't in your niche at all, maybe channels that you just love to watch, and sit there and take notes. Why do I love this video? Why did this video have over 1 million views? Just take notes and be a student of YouTube for a day, 2 days, not too long, because we don't want to spend too much time on this, but this will really help you get an idea of how you want your channel to be. And you can definitely take inspiration from other people in your industry, definitely take inspiration from people outside of your industry, really figure out what makes you want to watch these videos and not watch these videos, because that will help you when it comes time to start filming your video. Now, after you have done all of this research, I want you to do a brainstorming session for video ideas. You don't want to just create a channel with all sorts of random videos on it, because that is not going to set you up for success. So before you even start making videos, you want to really define, okay, who am I? What is this channel going to be about? Because now you have your topic, you know who you're making videos for, and you have lots of inspiration because you've watched all of those YouTube videos. So now I want you to brainstorm video ideas. Because one of the worst things that can hurt you as a new YouTuber is running out of ideas and getting really stressed about not having any video ideas, and then you're not going to make videos. And by not having any videos, people aren't going to have anything to watch, and they're not going to subscribe, and it's not going to be great. So that's why we're going to come up with these video ideas ahead of time, so you always have basically a bank of ideas that you can pull from at any time. So this is where the next part of your YouTube homework comes into play. What I want you to do is for 15 minutes to have no distractions and just to sit and to write out YouTube video ideas. You need to use the entire 15 minutes, so force yourself to be in a quiet place and just whatever comes to your mind, write it down. At the very beginning, this might be pretty easy because you'll probably have a few video ideas that you know you want to do and you've been wanting to do, or you saw someone else do. And then in the middle of this exercise, you might get a little shaky and have no more ideas. But push through it, keep going, because you will get more ideas. And at the end of this, you're probably going to have a list of anywhere from 25 to 100 video ideas. And this is great because then when it comes time to film YouTube videos, you'll be able to go through those and pick the best ones. Trust me, some of these are going to be great and some of them not so great. So you can just scratch those off the list. This was just a brainstorming exercise. No idea is a bad idea until it comes time to, filter and sort, and then we can just pretend those ones never existed. So the next step for starting a YouTube channel is you are going to want to script your videos. So pick one of the ideas off of that list and then turn it into a script. This doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's just a very simple outline of what you're going to talk about in your video and how you're going to do it. I usually just do a few bullet points of my main points that I really want to make sure that I hit in the YouTube video. And I might have some sub bullet points, which are things that I really want to emphasize. I don't want to forget. I really want to make sure that I talk about those. But my script for the most part is very, very simple. You do not want to overcomplicate it. You do not want to have a word for word script. That is just going to be stressful for you. You're going to sound like a robot. You're not going to connect with your audience. So I do not recommend doing a full-on script. So the next step for starting a YouTube channel is to establish a film and upload schedule. So this will really help keep you organized and make sure that you're not just all over the place when it comes to making your YouTube videos. So you want to have a set day, time, place, whenever, where you are filming your videos, and then likewise when you are uploading your videos. But for you to have the absolute best quality videos that you can do, especially at the beginning, you really want to have a schedule for this, for when you're going to be filming, because it really will establish this as a job and something that you are taking seriously. This is incredibly important if you already have a full-time job, if you're really busy and you can only do this certain times, or if you have a family and you have kids like me. I have 2 kids that it would be impossible for me to record any sort of YouTube video without them coming in, interrupting me, and really messing up my groove when it comes to filming YouTube videos. So because I take YouTube seriously, I have a set day. Every Monday I film my videos, I have a babysitter, and I film videos during that entire time while they are gone. So for you, whenever that is, just make sure that you are establishing that schedule. And in the same vein, you need to have an upload schedule. This is a consistent date, time, and frequency on when you will be uploading your videos. So for frequency of your YouTube videos, I recommend starting with one video a week. Just do one video a week because there is a lot to learn when it comes to YouTube. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself with biting off more than you can chew
and saying, I'm going to do 5 videos a week.
And then it's probably going to take you longer than you thought. You're going to get really overwhelmed. You're going to miss those deadlines. You're only going to do 2 videos a week. You're going to be mad at yourself. And overall, it's not going to be a great experience. So start slow with your YouTube channel. Just ease into it, okay? Let's go 10 miles an hour instead of 100 miles an hour and just focus on one video. Now, obviously, I'm not going to tell you what to do. If you want to do 2 videos a week or 3 videos a week or however many, just make sure that it's something that you are able to commit to and be consistent with. And since your audience and subscribers will know what to expect from you, definitely pick a date and time that is the same every single week. So if it's Wednesdays at 8 a.m., make sure that you always have a video ready Wednesday at 8 a.m. Your subscribers are not gonna like it if you are releasing one video on a Monday, another on a Friday, and then there's 2 weeks with no video, and then you do 3 back-to-back. That's gonna be very haphazard and all over the place, and people aren't gonna appreciate it, and they're probably not gonna subscribe and continue to watch. Just like your favorite TV show, have a set time and place when you will be uploading your videos. All right, so the next step in starting a YouTube channel is to start your YouTube channel or to create your YouTube channel on YouTube. So the first place that you're gonna wanna go to is youtube.com. And then just go up to the top right-hand side and you'll see an image for your profile. Click that and there will be a button that says create a channel. And then you'll have to select a name for your channel. Now this is something that you will have already have done in the very first step when you're thinking about the topic for your YouTube channel. So you can really have this be one of 2 things. It can either be your name, which is very plain and simple, or maybe a brand name or something related to your niche. So there are pros and cons of each one of these. If you just use your name, you really have the flexibility to do and go wherever you want with your channel, and your channel can grow with you. But at the very beginning, a lot of people probably don't know who you are, so they're not going to be searching your name. Whereas if you have an existing brand, let's say for some products that you offer or you sell, or you want your channel to be in a certain topic, so like I was mentioning, dog grooming, you could name your channel something like Dog Grooming 101. And that is something that people will be searching and your channel may more likely appear. It's really up to you, but do not stress about your channel name. If you can't think of a name, just use your name and have it be about you and your personal brand. So once you follow the different prompts that YouTube gives you, you will be able to go to your channel and see everything that you have here. So you can see this is obviously my channel. I have quite a few videos here and other things, but really one of the most important things that you'll want to do at the very, very beginning, you'll want to create a custom banner that explains who you are, what you do, and how often you release videos. And you'll want to make sure that you update your profile picture so that it is not just the default nothing picture which YouTube gives you. By doing these things, it will really give people an idea of what your channel's about, and it really will just make your channel seem more professional at the end of the day versus, you just started this because you wanted to and it's just a hobby. People may not take you seriously if you're not taking your channel seriously. Now, there's a few other things that you'll want to do when you're going in and updating your channel and creating your channel for the first time. Your about section is really important. Fill that out, give people info about you, what your channel's about, what you offer, when you upload, all of those things. You'll want to include your email address so people can contact you if you want them to contact you. And then there is a place for you to include links, and these will actually appear up here, overlaying on your channel banner. So plain and simple, that is the basics of setting up the YouTube channel itself. Don't get too stressed about this. You can create a quick banner image in Canva. There are tons of tutorials and templates on how to do that, but just put something up there and you can tweak it and fix it and change it later. Okay, so the next part in starting a YouTube channel is your equipment. You are so close to filming your first YouTube video. Before you even do that, you have to have something to film with. So this is very, very simple. I know that we see all of this YouTube gear that big YouTubers have, or even small YouTubers. You can really get it stuck in your head that you need all this fancy equipment to get started. And I'm here to tell you that that is absolutely not true. And I highly recommend that you do not waste a bunch of money on equipment, because you may be a few videos or a few months into it and realize,
this really wasn't for me.
So you don't want to waste money on equipment before you truly are invested. So start with what you have. For most people, this is your cell phone. That is all that you need. The cameras on cell phones nowadays are incredibly powerful, and they are significantly better than the cameras that people were using in the early days of YouTube. So you are incredibly blessed if you have a smartphone that you can use, and that is really all that you need as far as your camera equipment. The next thing that you definitely need that's very, very important is good lighting. And no, you don't need to invest in fancy lights. No, no, no. A window really is all that you need. Just face a window that has lots of really great natural light, put your camera right in front of there, and off you go. Now, obviously, just using a window will limit where you'll be able to film your videos, but that's okay. At the beginning, we are just trying to get up and going, right? We're trying to limit all of these barriers and these things that are getting in the way of us filming our first YouTube video and starting our channel. So don't let lighting be one of those. Just find a window and off you go. At this point in the game, we are not stressing about equipment. We are using what we have, and we will upgrade and grow from there. All right, at this point, we are now ready to film our first YouTube video. And my best advice for filming your first YouTube video is just start. Just start, just film, get it out of the way. Your first video is definitely not gonna be your best video, but it's gonna be probably the most stressful video because it's new, it's unknown, it's something you've never done before. If you are not a professional filmmaker, or you haven't been on camera before, or you've never made a YouTube video, it's gonna be something that's definitely out of your comfort zone. But just find your lighting, set up your camera, and go. Use that little script that we talked about, and that will help guide you. And really don't stress in the moment if you're continually messing up, or you're flubbing your lines, or you're feeling really awkward, because that is normal. And even if you've been doing this for hundreds and hundreds of videos, you're still gonna mess up, and you're still gonna flub lines, and you're not gonna be perfect. So why stress about being perfect if we're never gonna be perfect? And depending on what is the content of your first video, it may take you a really, 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 really long time to film. I'm talking over an hour, maybe 2 hours to film your very first video. It may even take a whole day, depending if you're doing something a little bit more complicated or you're doing a vlog or whatever. Don't worry about how long it takes, just focus on doing it and getting it done. Now, another thing when you are filming your YouTube videos is, as you get more advanced, you will definitely want to batch your videos, which means you are filming multiple videos back to back. But when you're just getting started, do not do this. Again, this is your first time ever having done this, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself with thinking that you have to have 5 videos done in a day. So just take it one video at a time when you are just starting out, film one video, edit one video, upload one video, and then repeat that again until you get more and more comfortable. Eventually, you will get to a point where you can film multiple videos in one sitting, but we are not there yet, so don't stress about it. One video at a time, one video at a time, one video at a time. All right, now that your video is filmed, you need to edit your video. And this is where we will simplify, simplify, simplify. And we're just gonna keep it very, very simple from the very beginning. So the easiest and most efficient way to edit your video is to get a program for your computer that you can edit the footage. If you're on a Mac, the free program to use is iMovie. If you're on a Windows machine, you can use Windows Movie Maker. Both of those are free and have all of the essentials that you need to edit your YouTube video. Obviously, as you get more advanced, there are other programs like Adobe Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro that you can use, but don't invest in those at the very beginning because they are expensive, they are complicated, and they take a long time to learn. So start with these very simple beginner tools and go from there. And when you are actually editing your videos, just keep those edits very, very simple. You don't need all of the bells and whistles, all the things that you see all these other YouTubers doing, all the animations and the graphics and the sounds and all of those things. No, no, no. You just basically want a video that tells a story or that educates. So just put the footage in there, make some cuts, slice it together, and call it a day. Don't overthink this, just make it very simple. And as you go, you will be able to add a little bit more every single time. You'll get more comfortable with the program, so you can add more sound effects and more graphics, but don't think that you need those from the beginning because you do not. We're just trying to get you started and out the door and get your YouTube channel started. All right, next up, you're gonna need a thumbnail for your video. Yes, YouTube does create one of these for you, but they are horrible and they're disgusting and they are not good, and they're not gonna really entice people to click your video. Thumbnails are the images that people see in the YouTube search results or on their home pages, and it really entices people to click the video. So you wanna make sure that you have a very appealing image that's gonna make someone want to click. Again, you don't need fancy programs for this. The free program that a lot of people use to create their thumbnails is Canva, so that is free, and definitely create your thumbnail in Canva. And there's really just a few simple elements. You probably want a picture of you or whatever your video is about. You wanna make sure that that photo is well lit, that it's clear. Then you want to have some text that describes what the video is about. This just needs to be very big, bold text that's very simple. You don't wanna have big sentences there. Just very simply, what is the video about? What would get someone to click? I I actually have a video all about how I create thumbnails. I do use Photoshop, but the principles are the same and can be applied to Canva, so I'll include that in the description. All right, the next step in creating your YouTube channel is you need to upload your video. You are almost there. This is the exciting part. And this is where that ultimate YouTube upload checklist comes in handy. You'll definitely want to check that out in the description. It is free, and it has all the different steps of the things that you need to do to set your video up for success. So these are things like making sure you have a good title, tags, description, your thumbnail is there. There's a whole bunch of things that you want to do before you hit publish on your video. But YouTube makes it very easy to upload a video. Basically, when you're logged into YouTube, there's a button that says upload video, and you click that, then you drag and drop your final video file into YouTube, and it will start uploading. Uploading and processing your video will take a few minutes or up to a few hours depending on your internet speed and connection, so don't worry about it. Make sure that you do this definitely way in advance of when you're going to release your video, because the upload process is definitely going to take a lot longer than you think. And again, to simplify this entire process, you will definitely want to check out my free ultimate YouTube upload checklist, because whew, it's a lot, and that will make your life so much easier. So check that out in the description bar below. After your video is uploaded, the next step is to make your video live and to promote the heck out of it. So you already know that upload schedule, so you're gonna make sure that your video is released on that schedule, that day and time, but that's not it. Because you are new and there's not gonna be a lot of people watching your videos initially, you're gonna wanna promote this. So you wanna post it on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Even if your social media and your email list is just family and friends, you wanna get that out there so people can start watching your video. It's really important that you get views within the first 2 hours of launching a YouTube video, so make sure you have that link handy, you copy that, and you share the word everywhere. All right, the next step for starting a YouTube channel is be consistent, be consistent, be consistent. And that relates to all of these other steps. You need to make sure that you are consistent in your filming, in your uploading, in your editing. You just need to show up again and again and again. And over time, you will see that your channel will grow, that you will start getting subscribers, you'll start getting views. And that's really all that we're going for at the very beginning when you are starting a YouTube channel. The number one mistake that I see people do is that they get all excited, they create a YouTube video, and they get bummed out that it didn't get as many views as they wanted. Or let's be honest, you might just get a handful of views for your first video. You might have 10 people watch your video, but that is 10 freaking people who are watching your video. Don't let that discourage you, because you are new and you are starting out, and most likely you don't have a pre-existing audience from other platforms that are just gonna come in and watch your videos right away. So don't get discouraged, and just make sure that you keep on making those videos week after week. That's why the once a week upload schedule is so helpful, because if you release one video a week, that allows you at the end of an entire year to have 52 videos. And that's a ton of videos. And it may not seem like a lot when you're putting out video number 1, but then 1 turns to 2, turns to 3, turns to 10, turns to 50, turns to 52. So definitely keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. It will so be worth it. I know that channels that are consistent with uploading grow significantly more than channels that just release a video, they fizzle out, they come back, they put another video, 6 months later they're back. That's not the way to grow. Consistency is the way to grow. So now that you know step by step what you need to do to start a YouTube channel, what's stopping you? Do it. Just do it, do it, do it. I'm excited to see the channels that you start. Let me know in the comments below what the name of your channel is going to be, what your idea for your channel is going to be, or even a link to your channel after you create it, because I really want to see all the amazing channels that you guys are going to be doing in the new year. Be sure to download my upload checklist. Trust me, it's going to make your life so much easier when you're uploading to YouTube. And be sure to subscribe to join the tribe, because I release new videos every week on how to grow on YouTube. And while you're waiting for my next video, be sure to check out this playlist right here that has all of my best videos and tips and tricks and strategies on how to grow your channel. That's all I have for today, and I'll see you next time.